Why was Royce Lewis sent down this week? I have no idea. Let's talk top prospects next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Saturday, May 21st. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by Scott White. 5 prospects on the verge who you should be stashing right now: Adley Rutschman, Royce Lewis, Joe Adell, Grayson Rodriguez. Nolan Gorman was originally on this list when Scott published the article on Thursday. He's now being called up. Miguel Vargas would enter the top 5, but it's also worth mentioning Max Meyer's hurt. He's landed on the IL. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with these prospects. Scott, who would you like to talk about?
Yeah, I had to bump Max Meyer even before I found out about the nerve issue in his elbow because his last 2 starts were so bad, which maybe explains it. It's not expected to be a long-term absence for him, but obviously his promotion is not imminent. I thought by this point Adley Rutschman would be up. He got cold last weekend, and I think that prevented the Orioles from maybe calling him up as soon as expected, but he's picking it up again. He homered in back-to-back games recently. And I don't know, by the time you're listening to this, it's possible he's on his way up. Royce Lewis. Yeah, let's talk about him. So I think given the way prospects have had a harder time by and large breaking into the big leagues over the past 2-3 seasons, the fact we saw Royce Lewis have immediate success, I mean, that makes him a higher priority stash than most prospects, right? We've already seen he's capable of handling himself at the major league level. Why he got sent down, it sounds like they don't want to put him, they don't want to have him bounce all over the diamond yet. They don't want to put that kind of pressure on him. So they're going to have him do it a little bit at AAA first. And according to Derek Falvey, their president of baseball operations, they're saying, maybe he can become that super utility type for them in the short to medium term. So hopefully that means he's back up soon after just a little bit of exposure to the outfield, especially. So I would continue to stash Royce Lewis. Let's see. Yeah, Miguel Vargas is interesting. He's the one who we're going to add in place of Gorman. And I could have gone with Michael Busch instead. Both have been tearing it up for the Dodgers in the minors this year. The reason I'm going to give the edge to Vargas is because he's been in AAA all along. Busch just got promoted there from AA, and I think he homered in his first game. The Dodgers have the best offense in baseball so far, but the one position where they've struggled to fill consistently is second base, which is where Busch plays. But if they wanted to call up Vargas instead, they could move Max Muncy, who's primarily played third. They could move him to second and have Vargas and Justin Turner split third base DH duties. So either one of them, I think there's a good chance they're up sooner than later. I'm not sure who the Dodgers would go with first. I think Vargas, the strikeout rate is so low at AAA, and he just looks like a complete hitter. Busch, shown a little more power, is an elite on-base guy. But again, I think maybe Vargas looks just a little bit more like he's biding his time. We got to see Busch at AAA more. So he would be my preference between the two, but I imagine we'll see both this summer.
5 prospects that are on the periphery. These are prospects just doing something recently, and it's worth noting. Corbin Carroll with the Diamondbacks, Joey Weimer with the Brewers, Andrew Abbott with the Reds, Lennon Sosa with the White Sox, and Bryce Miller with the Seattle Mariners. What do you have on these 5?
So yeah, Corbin Carroll, I think once, Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt, they've already graduated. Rutschman's soon to follow. I think Corbin Carroll's probably going to be the best prospect in baseball at that point. I don't know if we're going to make it to the preseason rank list next year, because I don't know how the Diamondbacks hold this guy back. Like, he's hardly gotten a chance to play between the pandemic and health injuries, less than 100 minor league games under his belt, but he's at AA, and he can do no wrong, basically. The home runs and the steals, they're both in double digits, and the hit tool might be better. Like, that might be his best tool of all. He gets on base a ton. Like just a well-rounded player, Corbin Carroll. And I think it's possible he forces his way to the majors this year. I'm not saying that's a sure thing, but he, like I said, he can do no wrong. Joey Weimer of the Brewers was a 27 homer, 30 steal guy last year at A-ball, and he didn't show up high on any prospect list. People were writing him off because his hit mechanics are all weird, and they just didn't think it translate to the upper minors. Well, he's at Double-A now, upper minors, and he's doing basically the same thing, about double digits. By the time you're listening to this, maybe he will be double digits in both home runs and stolen bases, striking out a little more, but he hits the ball so hard that I'm not sure it's a major concern for him. Plus, he has a pretty good walk rate. So Joey Weimer looking more like a true high-end prospect, I would say. And yeah, I'll highlight Lennon Sosa here because he's probably the least recognizable name for the White Sox, a middle infielder. He's batting around 350 this year. And it's kind of, it feels like kind of a Jose Miranda situation because Sosa always showed good contact skills in the minors, but the power has suddenly surged this year. And the explanation is similar. Like he had such good contact skills that he swung it too much because he knew he could hit it. But now he's like being more selective at the plate, waiting for pitches he can actually drive and driving them. So if you're looking for a Miranda-like surprise pickup in dynasty leagues, Lennon Sosa, give him a shot.
For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. We'll be back again on Monday morning. Bye-bye.